definitely is like uppercut in the face. But, I think it just makes us hungrier to come out against Wisconsin.
Maggie, you're now 1 point away from 1,000 career points. Is that something that you're thinking about? Is that just a side thing?
Obviously it's on my mind. That's not my first priority. Winning the game and me scoring 0 points, I think would be better for me and for the team as a whole. That's a milestone I'm looking forward to and is a testament to all of my coaches and teammates that I've had at all my schools.
For both, you've had 20 plus turnovers in back-to-back games now. What do you guys need to do to take better care of the ball?
I think we just need to value it more. Sleep with it, eat with it, act like it's our best friend.
I think we just need to be more physical, like getting open, and so our teammates can give us better passes, and just being aware of where we are. Like I stepped out of bounds today, and that's happened multiple times this season. Like that's a lazy turnover, and being prepared for people coming at us so our guards aren't turning it over in traps and things like that.
This is a question for both of you. You guys have had quite a few games where you guys built up a lot of momentum at a certain point of the game. I think with this game, it was the first quarter where you guys were making this 3-pointer after 3-pointer. How can you build off that momentum and have it continue more throughout the game instead of it fizzling out?
I think it just starts in practice, pushing harder in practice, being in better shape, being ready for those tough times, because the first thing to go when you get tired is like mental, your brain. So we get lazy, we start turning it over, we start doing a bunch of things that if, we were in better shape, that probably wouldn't be happening.
Yep, I agree.
On a more positive note, you guys won the rebounding battle for the second consecutive game. So back-to-back games beating a Big Ten team in terms of rebounding after struggling with that earlier in the year. What do you guys think is going into that?
I think when we played Temple, it was really hard to rebound. And they emphasized that a lot. We did a lot of rebounding drills in practice. I think we just want it more. We're boxing out more. We're being more physical down low when the shot goes up, and grabbing it. So, yeah.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you.
Coach, just wondering if you had an update on Joe McEwen's health and when he might be able to return to the sidelines.
Yeah, he's recovering at home right now, taking some rest. So, he obviously he's still a part of day-to-day game planning conversations about what's going on and everything, and still a huge help to us. But just wasn't able to be at the game today. So he's recovering and wants to get back out here as soon as possible.
Kind of piggybacking off of Brad there, do you think his absence has had, at least from the games specifically, has had any effect on the team with regards to turnovers or maybe motivation at all?
I think, both of these teams that we've played, Penn State and Ohio State, are their biggest thing they do is pressure defense. So they do full court press the whole game. That's kind of their thing. So I think that probably attributes a lot to the turnovers. And so that's definitely something that we are focusing on in practice and, continuing to have to focus on and work on. And then I think, motivation-wise, obviously, not having Coach McEwen at the game is obviously a huge void because he's a head coach, legend of the game. He's our leader. But I think that Coach Tangela Smith is doing an amazing job in his absence as the head coach. And I think that the girls are 100% motivated and prepared for the game and everything. So,
Coach, today you guys shot 8 for 15 from deep. Is that something that's, I guess, a positive takeaway? Is that something you're going to look to incorporate going through the rest of the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was definitely a positive from today, and that's definitely what kind of got us spark and energy in that first half is that run of threes that we made. So it's definitely something that we've been focusing on even in off season and into this season and in practices and stuff is 3-point shooting, something that we didn't do as well last year. So, anytime that we can shoot that percentage from three, it's a great positive and something that we want to continue to build on and gives our girls confidence.
Haley Weaver played only 11 minutes off the bench, was scoreless. She started the year in the starting lineup. What would you, I guess, assess for her trajectory on the season, and what do you think she could kind of work on to get back into the starting five?
I think every game is different with matchups and rotations, and as you guys have followed our team a lot, I think every game there's kind of a different rotation that goes into the game plan. So no, she's, I think, a great defender. She's been shooting it really well this year, and I think it just kind of depends game to game on matchups. So.
Speaking of players off the bench, you had 3: Maggie, Pina, Alana Goodchild, and Jasmine Williams with 6 off the bench today. What does it mean to the team to be able to sit the starters but still have that depth come in and keep the scoring at a decent pace?
Yeah, I think that's huge, and I think that's something that we really try to harp on is, starting lineup is one thing, but the people off the bench give the same amount of energy and positive attributes that we need on the court. So, because it's kind of one of those things where, if someone's not playing as well, we need someone else to step up, and I think that's what shows today with some depth that we had from Jazz, Maggie, and Alana, and I think that. So I think, and they bring it consistently every day in practice, and that shows. So.
Coach, you guys had 28 total turnovers, but Ohio State only had 15 steals, meaning 13 of them were kind of self-inflicted mistakes, like 3 seconds. What would you say is kind of the game plan to correct that moving forward?
I think I thought that Maggie, Pina, had a good kind of comment on that, and kind of shows her like senior maturity, where some of them are self-inflicted, and those are a lot of times mental mistakes. So I think, we've been trying more and more in practice to kind of, harp on that and talk about little things like that, not letting little things like travels, charges, stepping out of bounds, like 3 seconds. Those are all turnovers that are self-inflicted. So, being able to continue to like focus on those, and just that mental toughness when we get tired, to not, do those little things.